Hey everyone, it's Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. This big, huge pile is going to turn into week 10 for this year, and I'm using the Currently kit. I'm using a mix of physical and also digital, and there's also just a lot of components for everything that I put together. I have some clear sticker journaling. I'm going to make a clear insert pocket. I'm using this printed piece around here as a title piece, and then I also extracted some of these circles from the circle card in the kit. I probably would have used my Cameo, but I was doing this project late at night and I didn't want to wake up my daughter. That is definitely a no-no. So I just fussy cut them out and it worked great. I also wanted to mention that I'm using a new paper. It's glossy paper. I'll go ahead and link it in the description box, but that's why you see a little bit of a glare on my photos up in the left corner. So I went with all the colors in the Currently kit, basically based off of that card up in the top corner with the stripes or the strips. Either way. And I also used a ton of little photos, 2.75 inches by 2.75 inches. There was just a lot going on this week. There was day in the life. There was a science experiment, a family day at the park where we saw some sort of field mice, I think. You'll see that later on. Also decorating for St. Patrick's Day. Just so much going on. I also wanted to mention that I pulled off a chipboard, and Ellie Edwards' chipboard is no longer adhesive, so I am going to go ahead and just keep it in the package. I made 2 cards digitally. One is the one that says loving, and then I have 2 of the circles. The other one is on the other side, everyday life, and it has 1 of the circles. I had the bright card that says basics of right now, and it was really bright green and bold, and I didn't want that bold of a card. So I decided to make my own cards digitally, and that way I could have a little bit more of the white space. I have an insert with this Currently page, 6x8, and I kind of pulled the bigger stories from the week. One of the big stories was a hike that I took with my husband in a kind of secret location that a former coworker told me about. And so we were able to go there and have like a whole day hiking in the foothills, and it was so much fun. So the back of the Currently insert is with some photos from that hike. I'll probably wind up making some sort of digital book, I'm thinking, of all of our hikes, because we are really sticking with the weekly hiking and it has been so much fun. The other story that I talked about on the Currently page was the day in the life, and I just did like a running list of all the stories that went on for day in the life. And the last one is about Saturday and how it was my son's first competition soccer game, and my husband was able to have the day off, and we got to have a whole afternoon of family time at the park, which was awesome. So I have the title card pretty much done. I added details to it. I felt like you know me, I just love adding stamping anytime I can. So I added the details, and I decided for the Currently circles not to worry about adding more journaling because I already had a lot. So I am just adding week and 10, which you guys know I hardly ever remember to put the weeks. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So I put week 10, pulled out an older stamp set that said current awesome stuff, and stamped that. Okay. So I cut this flower in half. I'm not sure if that was the best idea because obviously I cut it right down the middle. So some of the middle stitching came out or came apart. I mean, I guess I thought I was working with a digital flower. I don't know what I was thinking, but I cut it in half, tucked a piece of it in the around here title, and I'm going to use the other piece on the insert with my husband. You just saw me wipe some ink off of that word sticker, but I'm going to put the second piece of that flower on that insert with my husband too. So, I mean, I don't think the flower is going to fall apart, but still, I don't know. Wasn't such a good idea to cut that in half. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so on Saturday, I was just sitting on the bench watching my daughter ride her bike around and around, and there's dirt holes all around the dirt trails, and I hear like rustling noises, and I finally called my daughter over, and I'm like, "Do you hear that?" And she said, "Yeah." And she's like, look over there. And she was able to spot this field mice or some sort of little creature that was poking its head out and pulling grass down into the hole. And my daughter and I had the best time like watching this little creature for 10 minutes. So that is the front of the 6x8 insert. The back is about making donuts and my son with a friend. I decided to make a floating little element with a green felt flower. Didn't cut it this time. I learned my lesson. And I put a word sticker, and below that I put loving. Once I put the loving on, I kind of realized it needs something else over to the right side to balance it out. I had a Stories Right Now circle stamp. You can see it right there. And I didn't like that. It was going to get tucked into the flower too much. You wouldn't see it. So I decided to use this kind of block stamp that says Live Wild and Bloom something. So that will work perfect. And then that will be slipped into my pocket to make a little see-through element. And I just wanted to mention when I'm using these see-through pieces, it's actually laminator paper and it's just like leftover scraps. And I'm able to use a piece of it to kind of balance and hold and adhere all the pieces of my floating little piece. So this is the front of the 6x8, and now I have the currently done, and I'm going to move things over and pull it into the album and make sure everything is where I want it. I'm going to be wrestling with the holes for my currently insert. I just wanted to mention one of the other great stories from this week was making mini donuts with my daughter. We got a little kit, a little machine from Hobby Lobby, and we were making donuts all day because the recipe said only 24, but somehow we wound up with 60. So there was just a lot of great things going on this week, and I really loved putting this together with all the bright colors, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing it. You can see I was just looking for that little floating piece. I thought I'd lost it. All right, so this one is all done, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing it come together. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel, and hit the bell so that way you can know when I post a new video. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.